everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll see how to create and populate a Bigtable instance. So in this lab, we will use Google Cloud Console to create a Bigtable instance, and inside that instance, we'll create a table to store user interactions with products. Then we will use a data flow template to populate the table from the pre-generated data files which is stored on the cloud storage. Once the data flow job gets completed, we will verify if the table has been successfully populated with data. These are the tasks which we will be doing in this lab. First, we will create a Bigtable instance and a Bigtable with column families. Then we will use a data flow template to load sequence file from cloud storage into the Bigtable. Then we will verify the data which is loaded into the Bigtable. Finally, we will delete the Bigtable and the instance. Because this is a lab, we are just practicing it. Once the activities are completed, we will just delete the resources which we had created. So let's start the lab. Now we have logged into the console. Let's activate the Cloud Shell. So in setup and requirements, we can see first we need to enable the data flow API. First, we need to enable data flow API. For that, click on this navigation menu, click on APIs and services. Click on enable APIs and services. Here you need to type data flow API. Click on this. You can click on manage. So whenever we are starting a new lab, that time we need to disable it and enable the API again. This API is enabled. Let's disable it and re-enable it again. Now click on enable. So now this API is enabled. Let's go back. You can click on check my progress. So this is a prerequisite. You need to enable the API. Next, we'll create a Bigtable instance. So here you need to type for Bigtable. Click on Bigtable. You will be brought to this Bigtable, this page. Here you need to click on create instance. So here we don't have any instance created yet. Click on create instance. Instance name. You can copy this. Instance ID will be automatically filled. You can click on continue. The storage type will be SSD and the region is US East 4. So select your storage type, it should be SSD. Click on continue. In the region, it should be US East 4 and the zone is US East 4B. Post that, choose node scaling mode. For that we have two modes here. One is manual allocation, another is auto scaling. In this lab we will be selecting the manual allocation and the quantity will be 1. After that you can click on create. So now the instance is created. You can click on check my progress. Now this is complete. Let's proceed with task 2. Create a new Bigtable. In this task we will be creating a new Bigtable with the row keys and column families for user interaction. We will be creating a table by the name user session to store user online interactions with various products and confirm sales using the user ID combined with the timestamp as the row key. Then we'll create two column families by the name interactions and sales. Click on this instance. Click on tables here. Click on create table and table ID will be this user sessions. So you can copy this table ID. Column family name will be interactions. So here add column family. Click on add a column family and the name you give interactions. Set garbage collection policy to never collect garbage. You can click on done. You can leave this default as is and click on create. So inside this table we have to create one more column family. So let me edit this table. Here click on add a column family, and for that family name it will be sales. So we need to create one more column family by the name sales. So if you miss to create one more column family, you can edit the table. So that option is available. You can click on done and you can save this. Now this is updated. Once that is done, you can click on check my progress. This is complete. So we had created an instance. Inside instance we created a table. Next, in task 3 we will be loading the data files from cloud storage using data flow template. In this task we will run a data flow job to load data from cloud storage to the Bigtable. So for data flow job to run successfully, we need a cloud storage bucket, because in cloud storage bucket we will be storing the temporary files. So for that, first let's create a storage bucket, and the storage bucket name will be the project ID. So let's copy this here. You can go back to navigation menu, click on cloud storage, click on create bucket. Here paste the project ID. Location type will be multi-region US. Click on continue. Leave all other default values as is and click on create. You can click on confirm. So whenever we are running a data flow job, this storage bucket is very important to store the temp files. So now this is created. Next we will create a data flow job using the template. So here you can search for data flow directly. So it will list the service. You need to select the first service, data flow. It will take you to the dashboard. Here you need to click on create job from template. As you can see, there are no jobs created yet. So we are creating a job now, and the job name will be import user sessions, and regional endpoint will be US East 4. Data flow template will be from, so data flow template will be sequence files on cloud storage to cloud Bigtable. Here you need to scroll down. So this one you need to select sequence files on cloud storage to cloud Bigtable. This is the template name. So when you click on this drop down, it will list all the available templates and you need to select this template. So here you can see the template description, what it does. So it basically reads data from sequence file in a cloud storage bucket and writes the data to the Bigtable table. So whatever table we have created in Bigtable, it will write the data to the table. So if you want to know more about how this template works, you can click on this open tutorial. So if you click on open tutorial, it will explain what this does. So complete documentation you can find it. Under project ID, under target, project ID, copy this project ID and provide it here. And the instance ID will be this. So copy this. Table ID. So that's why it's important. First we create an instance, Bigtable instance. Then we create a table inside that Bigtable instance. And inside this data flow job, we are specifying the details. And the source path, you have to copy this. So you have to ensure you remove this. You copy from cloud training, because this is already present, only you need to copy from cloud training and paste it here. This is the source path pattern, which means from this storage bucket it is fetching the data. So this is the storage bucket path where data is available. So this template will fetch the data from this storage bucket and it will load it into the table. So temporary location will be this. So you have to ensure this project ID they have mentioned here, right? The project ID should be replaced with this project ID which you get in your lab. So what I do is I will copy this project ID /temp. It should be temp, or you can click on browse. It will list the project ID in which you have logged in. So you can select that as well, and you need to append it with temp. So this is a temporary path where it will write the temporary files. So once you update all these parameters, you can click on run job. This is a data flow job. This is a job graph. Here job steps view you can view in two ways. One is graph view, one is a table view. So this is a table view and this is a graph view. So in graph view what you can see is all the stages which is defined in the job template, it is executing. So first it is reading sequence file. All these three stages are getting executed. So it's reading the sequence files on cloud storage, then will mutate the data for loading into Bigtable and write the data to Bigtable. So in read sequence we have two stages. These are the two stages, and in mutation there is only one stage, and write to Bigtable also there is only one stage. So right now only the first task is getting executed. Once this is complete, it will move on to the next task. So we are basically loading the data files from cloud storage using a data flow template. So in data flow template all the sequence have been defined. So now you can see these two stages got succeeded. Now all the stages are in green state, which means this job ran successfully. So if we go back, so it's running. So let's refresh this again. So now the status is succeeded. We can go back. Now this is complete. We have successfully loaded data files from cloud storage into the Bigtable. Next we need to verify the data loaded into the Bigtable. To verify if the data has been loaded into the cloud Bigtable, we need to make use of command line tool to connect to the Bigtable instance. So to connect to Bigtable, first we need to update the cbtrc configuration file with our project ID and the Bigtable instance ID using the Cloud Shell. To do that, we need to execute this command echo project. It will get the project ID and it will set it under cbtrc configuration file. So here we are exporting our project ID and the instance ID into the cbtrc configuration file so that we can connect to Bigtable instance and then verify the loaded data. So for that, let's copy this. So on Cloud Shell only we need to execute it. And copy this. So here personalized sales is the name of the instance, Bigtable instance. So copy this and execute it here. So when you cat this file, you can see this project and the instance. So this we have updated in that configuration file. So once that is done, after you configure the cbtrc configuration file, we will run the cbt cli command to query first 10 records of the table. So for that we need to execute cbt read command followed by the table name. So user session is a table name and the count will be 10. So copy this and execute it here. Click on authorize. It is displaying the table. So you should get this data. We have loaded this data into the Bigtable. So let's go to Bigtable. So this is an instance. Click on instance. Click on tables here. This is a table. Click on table. So here you can click on query table. You can click on this table. So you can run this query. See here you get these details. So from console as well you can fetch these details. So that way you can verify it from console as well. So once you verify that, we can delete the Bigtable and the instance. So you can click on delete table here. I'm inside this table. So you need to provide the name. Copy this. Click on delete. Now the table is deleted. You can go back to all instance. Click on this instance. Click on delete instance. Copy this. Click on delete. So we had deleted the resources which we had created as part of this lab. So once done, you can click on check my progress. So this is complete now. So once you complete all the tasks in this lab, you can click on end lab. So in this lab we saw how to create a Bigtable instance and how to create a table inside that instance and then load the files from the cloud storage into the Bigtable using data flow template. So in data flow template contained series of steps which it got executed to stream the data from cloud storage into the Bigtable. So once the data got loaded into the Bigtable, we verified it. Later we did the cleanup of the resources by deleting the Bigtable instance and the Bigtable. I hope you found my video helpful. If so, please like and subscribe to my channel and stay up to date with the latest content on this channel. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video.